I'd like to say that it is a privilege to stand in front of you all. I am honoured to accept this. But I wouldn't be here today without the help and support of my friends and my family. Love you guys. You made it possible.
Nice speech. £6.
For a pint?
London, innit?
Blimey. May as well release the clowns. New from DeCrostini, the magazine for anyone who's ever wanted to play God, Mad Scientist Weekly. Find out exactly what it takes to pervert the laws of nature as each week you get the body parts to build your very own creature. With full instructions on storage without decomposition, how to regenerate dead tissue, and neutralizing the odors of the charnel house, Mad Scientist Weekly will show you every intricate detail of building your creature in just 52 weeks. Each week there are hints and tips on everything from grave robbing to how to escape pitchfork-wielding villagers, as well as in-depth interviews with the titans of alternative science. In issue 1, Dr. Moreau explains how to successfully splice human and pig DNA to create your own lethal army of man-pigs. And Igor asks, abnormal brains, are they all bad? Issue 1 comes with a nose. Plus, you get issue 2 with a fully functioning spleen absolutely free. Mad Scientist Weekly from DeCrostini. Just $5.99 from newsagents now.
Release the clowns!
So, Stephanie, let's see your designs for the new HQ for the Bank of South Korea.
Well, as you can see from the architectural plan, I've gone for the retro look, and I think you'll recognise the styling cues.
I see. So it's just a big house with 4 windows, a door in the middle and a chimney with curly smoke coming out of the top.
Yes, the statement I'm making is that the Bank of South Korea is a financial institution where your money will be safe as houses.
Right. And what are these flowers?
Duh, that's the front garden.
And the little girl with pigtails and a smiley face?
She's the Regional Vice President of Hedge Funds, Asia Pacific. And if you look closely at the model, you can see I've actually put the hedge in there.
Christ.
I know, but the roof won't actually be pink. It's just that I ran out of brown plasticine.
Apart from anything else, you don't seem to have given any thought to the costs of a building this size.
Well, I know it won't be cheap. It's going to need a hell of a lot of plasticine.
No, I'm sorry, Stephanie. You haven't grasped the concept of retro design at all. It's about using aspects of architectural movements from the past, not repeating what you did as a 5-year-old girl. I'm sorry, but it's a no.
I knew this would happen. It's just the same old sexist bullshit. Why can't you just admit that you don't like it because I'm a woman and I'm a threat?
That is an outrageous and unfounded accusation. I think you should leave. So, David, what have you come up with?
I've made a castle out of Lego.
Well done. Let's go with that.
Release the clowns.
And you join us here for the 3:30 at Kempton Park for the Tiddles Cat Food and Axe Yard Stakes. Here's a list of the runners and the odds. The 2-to-1 favourite is a beautiful mover called Abergavenny in Wales. Then we have the stand side at 3-to-1, nothing whatsoever. The horse in 4th place and neck, taking 5-to-1. 7-to-1 is the loser. A couple of the Aga Khan's horses at 10-to-1. The second fence and his fat hairy legs. By ahead, the far side and shot in the paddock are taking 12s. At 15-to-1 on its own is a riderless horse. Then 18-to-1 at Boris Johnson, I'd like to see that, and on the rails. 20-to-1 is up the back straight, and 100-to-1, there's a camel. They're under starters' orders now. And they're off. And it's the stand side on the far side and the far side on the stand side, neck and neck with nothing whatsoever from Abergavenny in Wales, followed by the second fence on the rails, the horse in fourth place, by ahead from Boris Johnson, the loser. His fat hairy legs, chased by a riderless horse, shot in the paddock, I'd like to see that, up the back straight, and there's a camel. Coming up to the first fence now, they're bunching. There's some argy-bargy there. Not the horse argy-bargy. She's running in the 4 o'clock. It's the stand side and the far side, neck and neck on the rails. The stand side and the far side on the rails. And oh, the stand side clips the far side and the back side. They're both upside down now the race. Well, I haven't seen an incident like that since Suck My Duck, nobbled Ooh Vicar in the 78 National. And now it's on the rails, leading nothing whatsoever, neck and neck with Abergavenny in Wales, the second fence, by ahead from the horse in fourth place, Boris Johnson, the loser, shot in the paddock, I'd like to see that, a riderless horse, his fat hairy legs up the back straight, and there's a camel. Coming up to the second now, on the rails, over nicely with nothing whatsoever, Abergavenny in Wales, neck and neck with the second fence, but wait, the second fence has fallen at the second fence. What bitter irony. Of course, fell at the same fence in this race last year. But the rest of the field are over that safely as they head towards the third. It's on the rails, leading nothing whatsoever. Neck and neck with Abergavenny in Wales, the horse in fourth place, shot in the paddock, by ahead from Boris Johnson, the loser. A riderless horse, his fat hairy legs up the back straight, I'd like to see that, and there's a camel. And what a glorious sight this is, all these magnificent, lithe stallions and fillies pounding hard as thousands of racegoers watch from the stands, some of whom aren't even problem gamblers. It's what racing's all about. Coming up to the third, and there's some movement in the field, a riderless horse causing some problems, and it's a riderless horse taking Boris Johnson up the back straight, and I'd like to see that as they come over the third. Racing hard now, and nothing whatsoever takes the lead, so it's nothing whatsoever. On the rails in second, Abergavenny in Wales in third, and the horse in fourth place. In fourth place, a riderless horse shot in the paddock, neck and neck with Boris Johnson, the loser, by ahead from his fat hairy legs up the back straight. I'd like to see that, and there's a camel. At the fourth, and nothing whatsoever has fallen. Nothing whatsoever has fallen at the fourth, so I don't know why I'm making such a fuss about it. The rest are over that safely. The loser making up some places, but there's a battle in the middle of the field. It's Boris Johnson and his fat hairy legs, but Boris Johnson's fading, and his fat hairy legs are full of running, and Boris Johnson's overtaken by his fat hairy legs. Back at the front, it's Abergavenny in Wales, on the rails with a riderless horse, straining hard as they come up to the last, and Abergavenny in Wales falls. On the rails is off the rails, and a riderless horse unseats his jockey. Oh dear, what a pile-up. They might have to be shot in the paddock. Yes, shot in the paddock takes the lead, neck and neck with the horse in fourth place, the loser, his fat hairy legs, by ahead from Boris Johnson. I'd like to see that, up the back straight, and there's a camel. And now it's literally neck and neck between shot in the paddock and the loser, but the loser's edging away, and now it's neck and neck between shot in the paddock, the horse in fourth place and his fat hairy legs, but oh, look at that! There's a camel! There's a camel moving up through the field. There's a camel by ahead from Boris Johnson. There's a camel overtaking his fat hairy legs, and at the line, the winner is the loser, the horse in fourth place in second, and there's a camel in third.
Hey, oh, we release the clowns.
Oh, woe is me! Will I ever escape from this high tower?
Fear not, gentle lady, I shall rescue you!
Oh, my brave knight!
Password? I beseech you, good sirs, to let me through. I am on an important quest to save a most fair princess.
Help me, my liege! My evil captor returns forthwith!
God, and I'll fancy that princess for my dinner.
God a mercy, it's a hideous monster!
Forgotten the password, eh?
If you've forgotten the password, we can send you a reminder through the mail.
But the medieval postal service takes weeks.
Oh, the vile creature approaches! Make haste, I pray thee!
I've got 374 steps to climb. Nice way to work up an appetite.
Here's your password reminder through the mail. Chain mail.
But this parchment's blank.
Yeah, you have to make the password up yourself.
Very well.
Don't write it down.
Yeah, that's basic security, you Herbert.
All right, how's this?
Weak. You can't use the word password.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
Include letters and numbers, my love.
And special characters.
Fair damsel, I shall be with you soon. What about...
That'll do.
Now, prithee, let me go thither with the utmost urgency.
Next, I need you to answer some security questions.
But I must...
What was the name of your favourite teacher?
What? Merlin.
What is your mother's maiden name?
Elaine of Corbinick.
First pet.
Sir Fluffy Kings of Woofington. Now let me pass.
I'm gonna munch on your limbs.
Oh, alack and alas, save me.
Now, what's your username?
My what?
Forgotten your username? We can send you a reminder through the mail.
By God's teeth, I am a very powerful and influential knight of King Arthur's Round Table. Now, let me through before I kill you both!
Dearest, your username can be your email address.
Well, why didn't you say? It's galahad@round_table.org.
Excellent. We'll sign you up to our mailing list.
What? Oh, no. No, I don't want any more junk in my inbox. Sorry, Princess. Farewell!
No, don't go.
That's funny. She tastes like spam.
Release the clowns.
Ideas That Don't Work as Podcasts, number 94, The Potter's Wheel.
So, what you need to do is get the wheel up to a good speed, about like this. That's perfect. Now pour the water onto the clay. About this much should do. Now gently ease your thumbs into the centre of the clay as if it were, for example, massaging away the stress of the day from the small of your lover's back. Yes, that's it. Let the centrifugal force of the wheel do the work. Gently. Gently. Oh, yes. Oh, that's the way. Here we go. Yes, just like that. And voila! You have your simple pot.
Release the clowns.
Now listen here. Strike or no strike, we're going to national championships in London.
Give over, Danny. Nobody can afford that now.
Aye, we've more to worry about than music, you know.
Is that right, son? Well, you listen to me. This community's seen dark times before, but through war, recession and forces of bloody nature, there were one thing that kept us going. Batley Holt Colliery Urban Music Collective.
It's true, lad. Whatever else they took from us, we always had grime and dubstep.
All week we'd cut coal. Then at weekend, every urban music collective from every pit would march through valley, spitting bars and busting moves.
My granddad always said there are only two things in life man can truly rely on. Drums and bass.
He were a fine junglist.
But we can't get to London without cash.
Excuse me. Is this the Batley Holt Colliery UMC?
That's us. What's left of us leastways. What can we do for you, lass?
My name's Debbie. Debbie Armthwaite.
No. Little Debbie. Charlie Armthwaite's granddaughter. Hey, come in, love. Take a seat.
Thing is, I heard about the Nationals and I think I can help. See, I've been working for management, but I just got my redundancy. It's dirty money, but it will pay for the trip to London and maybe I could join the collective.
Nay, we've never had a woman in collective before. They can't handle slut dropping.
Charlie Armthwaite were the best I ever dropped with. If this lass is half the slut dropper that man was, we'll be lucky to have her. Any road. With Debbie's help, there's nowt standing in our way.
Nationals, here we come.
Oh, lads, have you heard the news? They've taken payoff. Pit's closing.
Oh, it's over. 200 years of history. Don't drain.
But we still got Nationals to look forward to.
Oh, Danny, the Urban Music Collective lives and dies with Pitt.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. You're chucking in the towel. Grandad'll be spinning in his grave.
Nobody's giving in, love. And anyone who talks like that'll have me to reckon with. We're getting that bus down to London
we'll win nationals and we'll grind up on some hoochies like us fathers did. And us fathers' fathers. And us fathers' fathers' fathers. And us fathers' fathers.
But Danny!
No, Sandra, he's right. We're a bogling community. We've always been a bogling community.
Come on, Sandra. We've got to represent.
Oh, all right. Let's get 131st Annual National Colliery Urban Music Collective Championship. Or die trying.
Massive. Drop the mic.
Release the Clown starred Lenny Pickardafnis, Marco Chu, Tim Keeling, Amy Holmes, Alex Marion, Holly Meachin, Casper Michaels, Karen Morden, Simon Edwards, Nick Hildred, Helen Duff, Martin Hyder, Phil Nice and Joe Clegg. It was written by Alex Marion, Nick Hildred, Martin Hyder, Phil Nice, Simon Littlefield and Karen Morden. The show is produced by Nick Hildred and Alex Marion. If you want some more comedy, then we highly recommend the brilliant post-apocalyptic Gamma Radio podcast, which you can find on iTunes and podbean.com. Or if you're feeling sporty, try this month's featured show on No Phony Podcast Network. It's called Bats and Balls Podcast, and it's chock full of Aussie sports ramblings. And remember, if you like Release the Clowns, then don't forget to tell all your friends about us. See you in 2.